A huge change has happened within the past 12 hours with Hurricane Melissa, which is currently a Category 5 hurricane and very, very organized. And Jamaica, you guys are not out of the clear, but I do have some better news for you than yesterday. In today's video, we break down what Jamaica and surrounding areas can expect in terms of what types of rainfall, wind speeds, and do you have a tornado risk? In today's video, we break down all that can happen, along with a isolated severe weather threat over the next 2 days in the United States. Here we are starting off with things here on infrared. We do have a major hurricane, Category 5 right now, Hurricane Melissa at the moment. Sorry about that, I did have to get my pen to draw with, but now we've gotten that. But here you can tell, very organized. Our eye, very, very circular right now. But we are very far west, to say the least, on what we anticipated. First, we were anticipating a landfall like this. Next, we were thinking right here. And now we're thinking maybe even out here, just to the west. So yes, big changes have occurred in the last couple of hours. If you do hear that sneezing, that is my dog. And here's the latest NHC cone, and Jamaica is still in that cone. We do have hurricane warnings in effect for all of Jamaica, tropical storm warnings in effect for portions of Haiti, tropical storm warnings in effect for portions of the Bahamas, along with hurricane watches, hurricane warnings in effect for portions of Cuba and portions of the Bahamas. And then you can tell Bermuda is right in the track of this, so we do have changes that have definitely been made. Here's the latest on what we could see out of Hurricane Melissa. You can tell landfall is right here in western Jamaica. So, yes, landfall is still anticipated, but overall across the whole island, we are expecting widespread impacts. Heads up through Cuba, through the Bahamas, eventually heads up to the north, and it does just barely clip Bermuda. Bermuda is right here before it eventually does just die out in the northern Atlantic. Here's the latest model track guidance. You can tell all of our spaghetti models are in pretty close agreement until we get towards around Bermuda. Bermuda is right around in here. This is where they really start to scatter across a very large section, although it does look like it is going to die out, and after it passes by Bermuda, the risk for anyone dies down significantly. Here's the model intensity guidance, and obviously we're at a Category 5, so all models are at Category 5 right now. Some keep it there for a long time, others have this rapidly dropping, and honestly, by Wednesday, we could potentially have a tropical storm again. So we are watching closely. Some models do have it at Category 1 to tropical storm level right here on Wednesday. Not very many. So likely by Wednesday, we'll have a Category 2 to tropical storm. But we're still going to have to keep a very close eye on it. And this is a look at all the rain that we are anticipating to be dropped, and you can tell it's definitely back down some, about 20 to 30 inches. Now keep in mind that is still a ton of rainfall, do not get me wrong. So lots of rain is still coming, but it has definitely shifted to the west, and honestly this is a good thing for Jamaica. But Cuba, I mean, there's really no getting spared for you guys. The Bahamas, really nothing, so sadly, we are going to still experience impacts in quite a few places. This is the GEFS, and this is just going to be a look at a lot of model runs combined on what we can expect. And then as we head throughout the rest of the month into November, although hurricane season doesn't technically end until around mid-November, it does look like our tropics are likely going to be done. We may, and this is a big may, around November 7th through 12th, we may get one more tropical system back here. And it's very, very, very unlikely we get a tropical system back here in the Gulf or Caribbean. But, I mean, we'll have to watch it. But overall, very low chances. Moving on to the severe weather side of things, we do actually have a marginal risk of severe weather back here in central Florida. That is going to be for damaging winds and maybe a low tornado potential, although it is not outlined. I would not rule out a brief tornado in this area today as storms are currently moving through. We have that 5% wind and no hail risk. Tomorrow we do have another marginal risk of severe weather across portions of Texas and Louisiana. And this is a day that is not a tornado risk, not a wind risk. We do have that 5% hail risk in play for tomorrow across portions of Texas and Louisiana. Very low risk here. And over the next 2 days, it's just, like I said, low risk, nothing to worry about. As we head into Wednesday, no risk. Not even a general thunderstorm. Very quiet. So, very happy to see no thunderstorm risk. No, severe risk, no thunderstorm risk in general anywhere. Quiet across the United States on Wednesday. Here's what we can expect in terms of severe weather today back here in Florida. Until we have storms ongoing, those are going to continue and eventually move offshore, and severe threat is done for the day. This is a look at tomorrow. We're going to see some rain go up back here in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and we're going to see a bit of some supercells fire up here along the border of eastern Texas and western Louisiana. And with these, I would not be surprised if we did get a brief tornado risk out of them, along with a damaging wind risk. So keep in mind, severe risk is across this area. I guess I could do that a bit better. It's more across this area. But I think we may see a upgrade to a 5% risk for damaging winds. And I think a very low chance that we get a small 2% tornado risk back here. Or maybe across this area. But like I said, very low chance of that happening. Storms will move off and then rain pretty much done. And here's a look at what we can expect as we head into the first couple of days and I guess first week of November. And we are going to really see our jet stream. It's going to be very uncertain and potentially quiet at times and then potentially active at other times. Although nothing is really sticking out too big right now. So we're going to have to watch these systems here. They are way too far out. This is on the 11th. So we really don't know what is going to happen. And honestly, it looks very quiet over the course of the next 2 weeks. This is a look at radar. And it's kind of showing that same thing. I'm going to get that system tomorrow that's going to bring some, I guess, isolated severe weather and some rain. As we head throughout the rest of the month, nothing too interesting. And then, as we head into November, nothing too interesting, as you can tell. So it does look like we are going to get pretty quiet. So that is a very good thing, and I'm very happy for that, as it looks like our second severe weather season is not that active so far, and it looks to remain pretty quiet. Tropics look like this may be our last system, and that would be a good thing. That would be a double, double bonus, you could say. We did not have a tropical, or I guess we did have a tropical system, but we did not have a hurricane make landfall in the United States this year. Now, that still could change. We may get one more system, very low risk. But it looks like we are going to go throughout the whole year without a hurricane making landfall in the United States. And severe weather this year, honestly, was a bit quieter than we thought whenever we first saw our high risks back in March and April. We thought May had something big in store. May had some big days, but it always does. And overall, I feel like the severe risk this year, it's been back and forth. We've had quite a few big days, and we've had a lot of just low end, non severe days. So, been very hit or miss this year across the board. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.